everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Hawklight. I know it's been a minute since we've filmed. Things happened, but we are back and we are better than ever.
We always say that we're back and then we disappear for like 2 weeks, so
yeah.
But it's fine.
But today we have a special guest. Right here we have Riley from SPLO.
Hi.
Do you want to just introduce yourself? Name, major, hometown.
The normal script.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Alright. Hi, I'm Riley Gilland. I'm a senior double major in marketing and graphic design. I'm from Mystic, Connecticut, and I've been working for SPLO for almost 4 years now as a member of our social media and marketing team.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
She's the SPLO veteran.
Not yet.
Oh, almost. So the reason why we have Riley today on the podcast is because we are going to be talking about entrepreneurship here on campus, specifically student entrepreneurship. So, student businesses, all that fun stuff. If you went to the craft fair the other day, that's a good example of all the student businesses that we have here on campus. Another opportunity where you guys can go see them is the craft fair next semester and Hawk on the Block. But today we're just going to talk to Riley about what it's like being an entrepreneur here on campus as a student, and her experience with all of that. So welcome.
Thank you.
So, the first question we had is, what is your business? For people that don't know, or just to give a little background.
So my business is called Riley McKenna Designs. I actually sell a variety of different little art pieces that I make myself. A lot of it right now is a lot of illustrations I've made myself through my graphic design work here at school, and I sell them in different print sizes. I also make a lot of jewelry, things out of clay, things like that.
I have some of her earrings and a little clay piece that she made, and I love it so much. So I can attest that her products are definitely worth buying.
Cool. So how did this business kind of come to be? When did you create it? Why? What were the reasons behind you deciding, okay, I want to start this?
So I actually started this as a hobby back in 2020, and I learned how to make jewelry through TikTok, coincidentally.
Shout out TikTok.
I was bored during the pandemic, bought the materials online, and learned how to make stuff myself. And I've always been a big fan of drawing since I was a little kid, so that I also picked up digitally when I came to college and shifted the business more in that direction. And yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's really, really cool. Just going off of that, why exactly is this such an important part of what you do? Why is your business so important to you?
It helps me creatively express myself better. I feel like it's also a stress reliever too. So it's just a fun little thing I like to do on the side. But yeah, pretty much it.
That's nice. I feel like it's definitely good, especially having it be a creative outlet and as you said, a good stress reliever to just kind of get your mind off of college, because we all know how stressful college is.
Yeah. Wouldn't I know it as a senior?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And going off of that as well, did you ever really think a couple years back, did you ever see yourself being some sort of entrepreneur or owning a small business? Was that something where you were I think I would to do that, or was it just really random?
Honestly, I would say it was a mix of both. I've always wanted to have a business. Hopefully that will happen some point in the future.
Yeah.
I'll have my own physical store and stuff. But it was more so just a spur of the moment type thing where I was you know what, let me take this hobby and turn it into something else. And this is what it turned into. Really fun.
Hell yeah.
So going off that, I feel I've never asked you that. Is that kind of your end goal? Having a physical store? That's kind of what you see as the end goal?
Yeah.
Post college?
I hope so. I'm definitely... So after graduation, I'm hoping to get a job somewhere in the business industry, hopefully in a marketing or management design sort of position, so I can get some firsthand experience and then go from there and eventually open my own storefront.
Very cool.
Nice.
Yeah, we just had never talked about that before, so I was curious.
Well, she had talked about it to me, like, very briefly, I'd say like last year, and we were joking like, oh yeah, we're gonna collab and we're gonna make a store. Low-key, guys, low-key, I might do that. I kind of think it's great to support your friends and their businesses, and in general, I think it's just a really cool business opportunity.
Yeah, making me tear up a little.
Oh, sorry.
No, you can go. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. So, like, I feel like most people kind of start their businesses, maybe I'm completely wrong, but I feel like most people, or at least a lot, kind of start their businesses, like, post-college. So, how are you kind of able to balance being a student and also, like, being an entrepreneur, having this business? Because I feel like that's two very big things to take on, and it can definitely be, like, maybe a struggle kind of finding the balance between the both. So, like, what are the pros, cons, any struggles you've had with it?
I will say it's like a little bit of like a balancing act, if you will. I live and die by my Google Calendar, if I'll be honest. Like, I'm very on top of things. Lauren knows and feels my pain of being involved in so many different things of campus. So I honestly, like, if I have free time, like, I tend to just like make art anyways, just as, again, like a stress reliever, like I mentioned earlier, and then that may or may not become a piece that I want to sell on my account. So
but it's like you made it, so it's like it has some sort of meaning to it. That's really cool. I know that this is something that you said you started because of the pandemic. Like, have there been any like mistakes or like lessons that you've learned with your business that you might want to share with like other people who might want to like take those like mistakes and those lessons into account before they like start their own business?
I will definitely say, like, one thing that I learned when I first started my business was, like, try not to focus too much on what's trending right now. Like, you don't have to look like everyone else out there. Like, especially, like, as a woman of color and stuff, like, that's already, like, one thing. And then selling a particular thing to fit an audience that other people might want, like, that's just not the direction I originally wanted to go in. So I was like, you know what, let me stick to what I know and what I think is my style. Because, like, as you guys both know, I have a very particular, like, illustration style. I like things very cutesy, artsy, whimsical, all that nature, bright colored. And, like, what I originally was making was not that at all. And it, like, did not feel truly authentic to who I was. And then another thing I would say, probably quality over quantity. I was also making a lot of stuff and, like, kept posting about it all the time. But then it's like I would only get like a couple sales here and there because I feel like it's a little overwhelming to have too many options versus it's like if you have tried and true select few options, that works out a little bit better.
So do you think that with kind of realizing that it's better to be authentically yourself, especially through your art style, like has that kind of influenced, especially as a graphic design major, like how you've changed like artistically?
Oh yeah, like 100%. Yeah, like I feel like I'm able to make my work my own and it feels like true to who I am and what I love, and I'm able to share that with everybody.
That's good. That's really cool.
When did you kind of realize, like, okay, like was there a specific moment or point in time, like during your business, where you were like, okay, I'm not being authentic to the art that I want to create? Like, what was that process like? Because I feel like that's a big one.
Yeah.
Or like what were the emotions that you were feeling when you came to that realization? Like, oh wait, I actually might need to change the way I'm doing things because I don't feel like this is me.
Just like, it was like my senior year of high school, because I started it the junior year of my high school is when the pandemic hit. Someone just texted me.
That's okay. Don't worry.
I was like, I feel my phone buzzing.
Don't worry.
Anyways, It was like my senior year. Like a lot of things happened to be going on. I was actually applying to school here and other schools as well. Like there was a lot of things happening at that time, and I just was like, you know what, I need to take a step back and like look at everything that's happening. And that also happened to be with my business too, where I was like, I'm not too happy with this. Like I feel like I should pivot and reroute to something else that feels a little bit more authentic, and I did. Like I took a break from my business. I ended up taking down a lot of my posts that I had originally on the account, and then my freshman year of college I actually started the business back up again and started making things that I actually enjoyed, which helped me guide myself.
That's good.
Wow. So like moral of the story is it's okay to take time off, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like that's important because I think a lot of people miss that sometimes.
I don't think people realize that, like, even with big businesses that we know, like, they have taken breaks from producing things or, like, making things, and, like, they rework it and then they sell it again because, you know, businesses need to take breaks too. They're like people, they need to take breaks too. But since you've realized, you know, like, oh, I had to change kind of like my business model, like what I was making, how I was promoting it, are there like any skills that you were able to kind of like pick up from all of that realization and all that change?
Honestly, just like pacing yourself and giving yourself grace as well. Like just being able to take that break and then going back at it when you feel you're actually ready is another part of that. Because I feel like often a lot of people are like, oh, I need to do this, this, and that. But it's like in reality, you don't really need to. You can break it down and do it bit by bit whenever you feel like you're comfortable and stuff.
Yeah. I feel like that's good advice. How do you feel like the skills that you've developed kind of as an entrepreneur you're able to apply like throughout Roger? Or at least through your experience, because you restarted the business freshman year and now you're a senior. So are there any specific skills that you've been able to kind of apply to like
your studies, or like
to studies,
how you view things like at Roger? Like if you like can't make it into a class or like anything related to that, like how have you taken the skills from entrepreneurship and applied it to your academic life essentially?
Oh my god, that's like a lot.
Sorry, that's like a loaded question.
No,
I feel
it's
like that's
okay.
tough.
But yeah, it's like I mentioned before, like taking time for yourself, like being there for yourself. Like I don't know how to like eloquently word that.
Yeah, no, just like really pacing yourself, like don't rush into things, like how you would with a business. Kind of go, I would say, based off of what you've been saying, kind of like going with the flow of things, but like not jumping to like a trend or being like, oh, I need to do this, like I have to do this. And I feel like especially with school, a lot of people when they get like assignments and projects, they're like, oh, I have to do this now, because if I don't do it now, it's not gonna get done.
Me.
But but I feel like when you're saying like pacing yourself, like you can definitely apply that to school, being like, oh, maybe I'll pace myself, or if it's like a paper, being like, maybe I just need to pace myself. So I totally understand like what you're saying. Like it may not sound eloquent, but we understand what you're trying to say, so don't worry about it. Are there any ways that like you've seen Roger be able to support your business?
Definitely. The craft fair is one of the biggest things. Like I know last Thursday we just had our fall one, and that was the best I've ever sold stuff. I was very excited,
That's
very
really
proud.
good. That's
Congrats.
really good.
Thank you.
Congrats.
But it's just like a fun way to like get to know the community on campus as well, because you can cater your work to them too. Because it's like, even though it's like, oh, I like particular things, there are other people who like those things as well, and that like really shows when we're able to sell that. And it's just even like the other vendors who are there too are also very sweet and kind, and it's interesting to see like what they also have to bring to the table too. So like I'm very grateful that we're able to have this opportunity with the craft fair once a semester. I remember when it happened quite literally a year ago, in the fall. Lauren,
I was there helping.
Yeah, Lauren has helped me at 2 out of the 3 craft fairs we've had so far, which is very exciting.
Yeah, I like to help Riley. I'm like the what's it called, the advertiser.
No,
I like
yeah,
to I'm just like trying to get people to buy stuff, and like 9 times out of 10 it works. They're like, oh wait, actually I might buy something.
Yeah, because naturally I am very soft spoken. Lauren is the quite opposite, so it kind of balances out.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, come over here. Do you like this cute stuff? Come over here.
Yeah, and I'll be like, hi, how are you? If you need anything, feel free to touch it.
And I'm like, yo, she's the one who made this. Like, you should buy it. Oh my god, it's so funny. But kind of pivoting back to like what you create. Like, is there a specific like process that you go through? Like, what does your day look like when you're creating products for your business?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I have to put on a really good playlist, have maybe like a cup of coffee or tea, and then scroll through maybe Pinterest or Instagram for a while just to get inspiration if I already don't have something in mind that I wanted to make.
Mm-hmm.
If not, then I have an idea already and I sketched it somehow, just because I always have like random little things in my head. Like, a lot of my friends make fun of me for this. They always are like, oh, you're in La La Land, you're in Riley Land, because all my art like tends to be like little doodly looking stuff with happy faces on them, and it's like that's what's in my brain all the time. So then I'll sketch it randomly so that I don't forget it, and then I happen to turn that into something else later on.
Nice.
Yeah. So I feel like, just going off that, the business that you have is so, I don't want to say the success of it, but almost like the success of it is so reliant on like your creativity. How do you deal with like staying motivated creatively, and like how do you deal with creative burnout? Because I feel like that's definitely something that can happen when you have such a creative business, you know what I mean?
No, yeah. Plus that on top of like creating stuff for classes as well. Like, I'm in 3 design classes right now, one of which is my thesis. And it's like, throughout the semester, I'll be honest, I have gotten burnt out a little bit. Like, even right now, I'm feeling like a block, like, creatively, and I need to finish up some of my final designs moving towards finals. And it's like, it's a little challenging at times, but then it's like, I try to find that time where I'm like, okay, like, I need to lock in, like, figure things out, like, try to come up with a plan, but also keep in mind that I'm human too. So it's like, it's okay that if I don't get something done today, but I have tomorrow to do it.
Yeah. Riley, she was, for those of you who don't know, she was a student orientation coordinator.
Oh my god.
And part of her because we go through 2 weeks of training, and part of her presentation was like really just doing your best as an orientation advisor and taking care of yourself, because it's very much a thinking quickly on your feet kind of position. And she made like little cards, or like they're like little cards. Yeah, for everyone. And I remember I took the Sunny Angel one because I love Sunny Angels, and I still have it on my cork board. I look at it all the time, and I'm like, oh, that's Riley's design. I love it.
That's cute.
Yeah, no.
Just a little reminder to yourself. I also have them still like hanging up on my wall, and I look at them every day. They're actually next to my mirror, so my mirror in my apartment is right next to my door, so on my way out when I'm like, oh, let me make sure I look okay, I also see those as a reminder for myself too.
Yeah, and like a bunch of the other OAs also have them, and I feel like that definitely kind of gave us a little boost through orientation, because it's like, it's a kind of a hard position, you know. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's easy, but it definitely, I know from other OAs, like, it definitely kind of gave them that little push of like, oh, you're doing great, like, just keep doing it, like, finish strong. So yeah,
that's cute. I didn't know that a lot of people took it to heart like that. I know people were like, oh, these are really cute, and then went along with their day. I had no clue.
No, I know a couple people that really, really enjoyed them. So
I'm glad to hear
that's
that.
a way that her business is making a positive impact on our community. So yeah,
Great.
so I know that it's the end of our episode, but before we end and thank Riley for being here, why don't we answer Anna's question of the day?
Oh my God! How could you forget?
Because I don't remember.
I don't know.
I remember. I think I like glanced at it and I was like, oh, that's an interesting question in like the best way possible. I just didn't.
No, there's been some interesting ones recently, so that's why I'm like, which one is it?
Yeah. No, I remember I read it and then I just like never like answered it. I just was like, oh, and then I just like swiped past it. So I low-key just want to like answer the question.
Oh my God.
I want to answer
Should
the
we
question.
do 2 today? Should we be
Oh,
crazy?
special episode.
Special episode? Because I feel like these are both. Okay.
Okay, let's do it.
So, the first question of the day by Anna is, do you consider video games a sport? Yes, no, maybe, depends on the video game.
I think it would I think esports is cool, but I really think it depends on what video game it is.
No, yeah. Like, I
'Cause
definitely agree with that.
We're not gonna be like, fighting and trying to win like a Kirby game. Like I don't think that.
I wouldn't say Mario Kart is a sport.
Yeah, I don't think.
I remember answering this. I said no.
Oh. Dang.
That's just my opinion. Nobody come at me.
But like, what about Wii Sports? Like where you're physically
Yeah.
fighting and stuff, or just
I didn't
dance?
consider that.
Like,
Dude, put me on an esports team with
When
Just Dance. I am great at Just Dance.
See, but like when I responded to that, I wasn't thinking like, oh, Wii Sports. I was thinking
Yeah.
like you're sitting on your bed like playing Fortnite.
Well, I mean, like,
that's not a sport.
Well, that's
Like, I
that's
don't
been
know.
competitive though. That
That's
and like
true.
Valorant and Overwatch, which like those I understand because it's like you have to be like on a team and competing against
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
team. That I'm like okay, that like that I would consider
Like dress to impress.
okay. Put me on a dress to impress.
Okay.
Put me on a dress to
Okay.
impress esports team. We're
That
gonna
is
win.
your sport. That is your
That is
sport.
my sport. Dress to impress is Lauren's sport.
Literally cried. Oh my
why
god.
would you do that? Why would you do that?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so basically 6% of people said yes, 81% said no, 4% said maybe,
Wow.
and 9% said depends on the game. So
wow, you guys
there you
really oh my gosh, you guys are a little harsh on the esports people.
Yeah.
My heart goes out to them esports teams and players.
yeah.
We have one, I think, here.
Do we?
I think so.
Oh yeah, we do have an esports team.
yeah.
My heart
Okay.
goes out to the esports team.
Yeah, okay. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Okay, next question.
All right, this one I thought was interesting because it's so like, just like different, but like in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's which do you prefer, handwritten thank you note or a thank you text?
Handwritten.
Handwritten. It's more
Handwritten.
sincere. It takes more time.
personal.
It's personal. Yeah.
It's like they took the time out of their day to like write the note. Like when I helped Riley, I think it was at Hawk on the Block or was it the craft fair? It was one of them. I helped you, and like a couple days later, she gave me a handwritten thank you note, and I was like, oh my god, like I love
that was
that.
the craft fair last
Oh, okay.
year. Yeah, I was like, I don't think that was Hawk on the Block.
It was one of them.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, that has a lot more like sentimental value to it. Like there are times where I do like send thank you texts, but that's probably because the person lives like over half a mile away and I can't go to them and give them a note, so it's like but I think handwritten notes are good.
Yeah, and I feel like too, like if they mean a lot to you, you keep them. Whereas like a text, it kind of just gets lost.
Yeah,
You read it, gets lost.
it's like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, and then I don't know,
Yeah.
but let's see the results.
Yeah, I want to see. I
forgot
hope
the
a bunch of
exact
people
results.
said handwritten because
They
I feel
did.
like
Majority did.
Okay.
I feel like that's just like common knowledge. Like I feel like
No, yeah.
arguably it's just a lot better. It's a lot more
Yeah.
sentimental. So
Yeah, 84% said handwritten, and
Okay.
then 16 said thank you.
good job, guys. That
Text.
makes up for the esports one.
Yeah.
That makes up for the
So-
esports one. Oh my gosh. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Hawklight. Thank you, Riley, for being on our podcast for this week.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. If you want to see more student entrepreneurs, stay on the lookout for Hawk on the Block next semester and the other craft fair next semester, right? I think.
I don't know if they're being combined or if it's separate.
Stay tuned. If you see a flyer for a craft fair in spring or Hawk on the Block, go, because that's a great way to support student businesses. We will be linking Riley's business in the description of this video and all of our socials, so make sure to follow us on that. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.